Hey, hey, Faith.
Hey,
You remember the People's Convoy?
you?
I certainly do. History has taught us a few lessons that I hope any good intentioned patriots rolling with the border convoy remember, especially the patriots at home that are eager to support those who stand up as well. So as we see some of the loose ends from the TPC days being tied up, a new convoy is brewing. A patriotic mission with good intentions, one that the people and organizations with bad intentions see as an opportunity to make some money, an opportunity to run from their lives and their mistakes, and maybe even to make new ones. Or organizations that will carry out riots and cause chaos. There is more going on here than just a patriotic, God centered convoy. I wish that wasn't the case. Yet I know from personal experience, parasites, shady characters, and organizations with their own missions will surface. They already are. They will fasten themselves somewhere on the movement, anywhere they can use as a front to pretend that they are offering something of value. Then they use that to validate the grifting because they are doing something good, right? They waved a flag today and spent the rest of the time counting their donations. I pray the whole event goes well. I pray it is successful and that it remains peaceful yet powerful. I know there are good people involved, and I pray that God strengthens them. I pray He helps them to hold fast to their integrity and their mission. I pray that God puts a hedge of protection around those that are willing to stand for America. I know the evil that will surround them at times. I pray God provides them the discernment and clarity to see that while good people are involved, evil ones are as well. It is important to identify and expel the evil that will inevitably get behind the gate if it is not there already. History tells us that it is. I love the idea. I really love the idea of Americans standing up for the border, for American sovereignty, for the Constitution, just standing up for good reasons. If the federal government continues destroying America, then we have no choice left. We must stand and sadly stand against our own government's self destructive policies. Knowing history keeps us from falling backwards. Tyrants now run America. It is through a number of perceived securities that the government will strip away our rights and impose upon its citizenry a tyrannical rule meant only to keep them in chains and not to strengthen America. The drums of war are growing louder. Will America be able to silence them and avert violence? Or are these the times that try men's souls? We're bringing the guest on. Here we go. Ready, guest? All right. All right. Hey, guest.
Oh man!
Hey, guest. Hey, special
Hi,
guest.
my name is Guest. I'm glad to be here.
Should put guest on your name. You spelled guest wrong. How you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. How about you?
I can't complain. No point in that.
Another well-written tirade, my friend. Well written, well read.
Thank you.
When you start, when people start to come together and they start to do something, um, we're not going to be good at it at first, and there's going to be a lot of mistakes made, and there's going to be a lot of people that take advantage, like you were talking about, take advantage of the situation for their own personal gain. And by that I don't even mean that financially, um, or only financially. There are people that want to, and I don't have any problem with um, people coming in that are professional live streamers, have been for years, and they're covering the situation. But they also happen to agree with us and they're covering it. I got no problem with that. But that's not even who I'm talking about. Man, I'm not complaining about this. I'm not crying about it, but I gave away a lot of money to people when the convoy was going on. I remember one lady, she was on the Telegram channel, and she was talking about being cold and didn't have the money to get something. I forget what it was now. And I found her, and I knew immediately that she was a scammer. Because when you help somebody that truly is in need of help, then they're very appreciative of it, or there's a spirit that goes with that. And it was just like, oh, thank you, and just took the money from me, and she got what she wanted, and that was it. I'm like, well, I think I just got scammed, which is, to me, that's fine, because I would rather stand on the day of judgment and have God say, you got scammed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Then they say, I told you to do something and you didn't do it. Okay, I'll take the latter, or take the first rather than the latter, rather. But there's always going to be those people that are, and it's again not just about money. There are people that are looking to make a name for themselves. We've seen that a lot, in what we have done. And that is, to me, just as, if not more disgusting than those who would try to get money out of the situation. I don't know which one would be worse, actually. I keep vacillating between the two. On my opinion, this is just my opinion, guys. I'm just telling you my heart on this subject. I have a deep concern, and those from 1776 that have reached out to me and asked me what I thought about this convoy. I am like you. It infuriates me that we have to do this to start with. It infuriates me that this is even an issue that we have to talk about or have to do. But at the same time, I know this government, and I know that they're losing. They are absolutely losing their narrative on January 6th. Absolutely. They did not expect for those videos to come out. So when the videos started coming out, they started losing control of the narrative that portrays the right as this violent extremist bunch of people. So, this is not the first time I've said this. I've said this many times, actually, to people that have called me or texted me. But they want to, they have to recreate a narrative showing us as violent extremists. And when we went into D.C., it was easy for me to tell my people, no weapons. Because if you go into D.C. and you've got a weapon and you're caught with it, it's mandatory 2 years.
Yep.
And you're going to prison. That's all there is to it. Whereas in Texas, it's a totally different story. It's not a big deal to carry a weapon in Texas. They don't care. And I agree with that. I 100% support that. But at the same time, all it takes is in my opinion, a Ray Epps type character. I don't know that, I can't say for sure about Ray Epps. It does look questionable, but this is just my opinion. That all it takes is a Ray Epps type character to step out and do something. We saw how easily January 6th went awry, but this time it could get really bad. And go if you want to go. If one of my dear friends called me and said, I feel like I'm being led by God to go. I said, then go. But at the same time, be cautious. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head about you, and don't be drawn into the fray on this stuff. Keep yourself as a moral, prudent, sober individual. Remember your mission. Remember who you represent, and represent well. And just be very, very cautious. I was talking to somebody tonight, another dear friend of mine from Michigan, and I said, we need to pray like we've never prayed before. This is serious business. This is, we know from recent history what they're capable of doing. We know from recent history what they like to do. Don't give them that opportunity. Don't give them. And there are so many people in America right now, and this infuriates me, Mags. I mean, this infuriates me. They want blood. They want a civil war. Let me tell you something. There's nobody in their right mind wants this to become a war. I'm not saying that it won't become a war, and I'm not saying that war might not be necessary. I'm not saying that. But nobody wants it that is in their right mind. Nobody wants that.
Nobody that knows what war is.
Like we always do about this time.